again. This week I said I was going to run through a little bit of advice on supplements. By now we're all hopefully making use of the gym again after having 4 months of either not going to the gym whatsoever, not doing what we'd normally do, or taking up something new like running. So we're all looking to get that little bit of extra support, extra bit of benefit that we can from the right supplements. But that begs the question, which are the right supplements? As we all know, supplement companies can be a bit spurious in terms of, selling us stuff that isn't actually worthwhile, snake oil, whatever you want to see it as. So I'm going to run through basically your most popular supplements that most people have heard of and tell them whether they're worth your while or you're better off just avoiding them. Okay, let's crack on. Right, let's start with the most common one, which is protein powder. My thoughts on protein powder. It is a great supplement to take if you are struggling to hit your protein goal. For most people, your protein goal wants to be something between 0.8 to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight, depending upon what your goal is. Good rule of thumb is just to aim for 1 gram per pound of body weight. They're not essential. You don't have to take a protein powder. All this rubbish about, you need to get protein in directly after you've trained, and a protein shake's the best way of doing it because you digest it really, really super quick, is rubbish. Okay? But it can help you hit your protein target for the day, which makes it easier to build muscle because you've got more availability of your amino acids, which helps repair and just speeds up the entire process. So for me, protein powders are a good one. Just be careful about which protein powder you go for. There's all sorts out there. You've got whey protein, of which there are arguably 3 different types. You've got whey concentrate, which is the most common, whey isolate, and then hydrolyzed whey isolate. Only difference is whey concentrate has the most calories per scoop because it's got more carbs and a little bit more fat in it. Then you've got your whey isolate, which has got slightly less carbs and completely negligible fat. And then you've got your hydrolyzed whey isolate, which has got practically no carbs and practically no fat, but also costs a lot more than the other two. And whey isolate costs more than whey concentrate. Whey is great unless you are somehow intolerant to dairy, so dairy doesn't agree with you. After that, your options are you can go for a soy based protein, a hemp based protein, a beef based protein. They're all the ones I can think of off the top of my head. They're all good in their own ways. Sometimes, especially males, need to be a little bit careful of having too much soy protein in the diet because there's links between that and increased estrogen, which we don't really want. But if you're just having one a day, soy protein is not going to be the end of the world. So that's my thoughts on protein. Great if you struggling to hit your protein target. It makes it a lot easier to hit your protein target, but not exactly necessary. Branched chain amino acids. Absolute rubbish. Absolute useless rubbish apart from one specific scenario. And that scenario is if you're training fasted. Bear in mind why you'd want to train fasted. I have absolutely no idea. You might as well just take a protein shake before you train and have done with it. But branched chain amino acids can help prevent muscle breakdown if you're training in a fasted state. Outside of that, complete garbage, waste of money. You might as well just burn your money or just give it to me, because that'd be a better use of it at the end of the day. So branched chain amino acids, get a big thumbs down. Rubbish. Right, caffeine is what we're going to move on to next. Caffeine. Who doesn't love a cup of coffee on a morning? Caffeine is a great supplement if you are looking to either lose fat or you're just looking for a bit of a boost before you go to the gym. That's why your pre-workouts tend to be absolutely loaded with caffeine. It's a massive stimulant. If you're not after fat loss and you feel like you've got plenty of energy before you train anyway, I wouldn't necessarily bother with it. if you are after fat loss and you're training on an evening, or sometimes you're struggling with energy for training, then by all means take it. One thing to be wary of with caffeine is that most of us habitually consume quite a lot of it already. So taking more of it in form of like a pre-workout or just a tablet before training can affect your recovery. Say you're training at 5 on an evening, you pop caffeine pill with a can of Monster before you train. Some of us are going to struggle with sleep. In terms of we're either going to wake up during our sleep, it's going to take us ages to get to sleep, or when we wake up in the morning, we're going to feel absolute crap. All right. So caffeine is great. Stimulates you, which can help improve your performance, help you get a little bit more out of the gym, but it's not worth it if you can't sleep taking it, okay? Women especially need to be careful of this, because it seems, for whatever reason, I don't know why, women seem to take longer for caffeine to pass through their body. So I would, as a rule of thumb, try not to take it later than, say, 5. If you're training at like 6, 7, and you need to be in bed for 10, just don't bother. It's not worth it. It's not worth the sleepless nights. But that's caffeine. HMB, relatively newish supplement. It's been around for a few years. Initially, studies in males showed that it was quite good for building lean muscle mass. The only thing is those studies were based on men who were untrained, so it's very hard to say whether they benefited from the HMB or the fact that they were training weights, and it was just a different adaptive response from different people. By and large, garbage. Absolute garbage. Waste of money. Don't bother. If you already trained, don't bother. If you've never trained before, don't bother. Just stay away from it. It's crap. Okay? Next supplement is creatine. Creatine is absolutely awesome. It is great for just slightly improving your performance in the gym or outside of the gym. In most people who respond well to it, it'll be an increase in performance of anywhere between 5 and 10%. Unfortunately, for some people, it doesn't work. These people are known as like non-responders. What creatine does is you've got a couple of energy systems that your body uses. You've got your ATP, then you've got your glycotic, and for the life of me, I can't remember the third one. But what creatine does is it means that your ATP system lasts a little bit longer, because creatine reacts with the byproduct from that process to just replenish your ATP, so your ATP lasts a little bit longer. And then consequently, the rest of your energy systems last a little bit longer. So like I say, that might mean a few extra reps on your bench press, a little bit more weight, or you might run a little bit further or a little bit faster. So yeah, creatine is awesome if it works for you. In terms of an amount to take, you might hear people talk about cycling it. Normally when you cycle it, you have to load it, and then you have like a maintenance phase. So for like a typical loading phase, you would use 0.3 grams per kilogram of body weight. So for me, I'm 90 kilos, so that would equal 27 grams per day. And you would do that for anywhere between 5 and 7 days usually. You'd spread that dose throughout the day. So you might take 5 grams 5 times. That's pretty good for my maths. And then you proceed, you'd follow that on with a maintenance phase, which is 0.03 grams per kilogram of body weight. So again, for me, that'd be like 2.7 grams. But you don't have to load it. There's nothing that says you have to load it. You can. It's pretty safe to take consistently for a long period of time. So I would just recommend taking like 5 grams a day. It'd be plenty for most people. Obviously, if you're a bit smaller, if you're a woman, you might drop that down to 2.5 grams per day. If you're a larger individual, you might bump it up to 7.5 or even 10. But just bear in mind, there are some side effects for some people with creatine. It increases your water retention, so some people can struggle with like cramps and bloating. If that's you, just reduce your dose right down, okay? If you're taking 5 grams or you're loading it, don't load it and just take a pretty steady dose of 5 grams. If 5 grams is still too much, try 2.5. If 2.5 is too much, just don't bother with it. That's my thoughts on creatine. One of the best supplements you can take in the gym, most proven, loads of tests done on it, loads of studies done on it showing its performance improvement benefits. Which type to take? Just stick to your classic creatine monohydrate. It's the most widely studied, it's the most widely tested. So all these studies that show that creatine is really good for you, use creatine monohydrate. All that Crealkaline rubbish, you can spend more money on it if you want, or you can just stick to good old cheap creatine monohydrate, which will do the job just fine.
Okay guys, editing Mel just jumping in mid-video. Thought this was a perfect time to get you to press that like button. So we've got loads of fantastic gems of information coming here from Phil. He's going to save you an absolute fortune on absolutely rubbish supplements. That has got to be the perfect reason to press the like button. Okay, so I'll let you get back to Phil. Enjoy. If you do enjoy the video and you feel like it's useful, make sure you share it with your friends as well. We need to spread the word. Okay, press the like. Let's get back to Phil.
CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, in theory should be really good for fat loss because of the effects it has on your BCAAs system, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head. But in actual fact, rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Has no benefits to fat loss. You're better off just staying in a calorie deficit and consuming less than you burn if you're after fat loss. So don't waste your money. Like HMB, like branched chain amino acids, complete garbage. Save yourself the pennies for something that actually works, like creatine. Raspberry ketones. Just a no. Just a no. Claim to put you in ketosis. What ketosis is you burn ketones for fuel. No better for fat loss than a calorie deficit, surprisingly enough. Save yourself some money. Don't fall for raspberry ketones. That's it for my video on what supplements are going to benefit you in terms of your return to the gym. Obviously, there's all sorts of other supplements out there, such as multivitamins, fish oils, magnesium, different minerals, zinc. But they're not really related to performance. They're just more about general health and well-being. Although I would recommend all three of those. In terms of magnesium, because it can help you with your recovery and to sleep a bit better. Fish oils, omega-3, because most people's diet is lacking in that, and fish is a bit gross to some people. And the multivitamin, just because it's like a safety net in case you're not eating a wide variety of fruits and vegetables. But back to the video, the supplements that I think are going to help you get the most out of the gym mainly creatine and caffeine. Protein is going to help if you are not eating enough protein and need to eat a little bit more. It might help alleviate that soreness a little bit and help you pack on a little bit more muscle that you've probably lost during lockdown. HMB, crap. Ketones, crap. CLA, crap. BCAAs, crap. And most other supplements that are going to give you purported performance benefits outside of that are crap. Pro-hormones seem to be quite a common one at the minute. They are effectively very similar to steroids. Wouldn't bother with those either because they are completely untested. You don't know what sort of side effects you're going to have on them, and they're just not worth it at the end of the day. So stick to your creatine, stick to your caffeine if you try to get a little bit more out of your training sessions, and just put a protein powder in there to make sure that you're hitting enough protein. And that is it from me. As always, if you've liked this video, like and subscribe below. We need all the followers we can get. And it'd be good to hear from you guys in terms of what you would like to see us do moving forwards. Feel free to share this video among friends and family who you may think would benefit from a little bit of advice on supplements. If there's anything that you'd like me or Mel to go through in the future, let me know. Now that lockdown is pretty much done and dusted with, we can start doing a few videos together again, which is going to be awesome.
Okay, there we go, guys. That's Phil's roundup of supplements. So, including ones that we would recommend and so many out there that we really don't. So many absolute trash supplements out there, it's unbelievable. And unfortunately, they will prey on people's insecurities most of the time. So that's why that supplement industry is so successful. But yeah, stick to the ones that we recommend and you won't go far wrong. But yeah, thanks again, guys. As I said before, press the like button, subscribe and ring the bell, because we've got some great videos coming up. Now the gyms are open, we can get back together and get some fun things going. So don't miss out by not subscribing and pressing the bell, and we'll see you in the next one.